The bitter battle for state superintendent heats up. Wait till you hear what the candidates said about each other in last night's debate. Plus, the pilot school that puts Norman's high school students in the front seat. And more rain in the forecast to find out when. This is OU Nightly. Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Cameron Joyner.
And I'm Parker Abels. We begin tonight with a look at the race for state superintendent, school choice, teacher pay, and critical race theory. These were just a few of the hot topics discussed at the debate held last night.
And OU Nightly reporter Purpura talked to a political analyst about what this means for the future of the education system here in Oklahoma. She's live at McKinley Elementary. Pepper.
Cameron, Parker, the candidates stuck to those more politicized party issues during the debate last night, but they did show us where they're drawing their line in the stand.
Blue versus red. The candidates for state superintendent showed Oklahomans during a debate that they are walking the party lines.
We don't want kids to have access to pornography in schools.
Critical race theory is an elective that is taught in college.
They're going to inject this hatred of the Constitution and the values this country was founded on.
We don't need indoctrination of our teachers.
But teachers say they don't want the discussion focused on party.
It's very saddening to hear in this election the amount of manufactured culture wars, you would probably call it, political rhetoric that has been dispersed. And
despite their feelings, party is expected to dictate what voters do at the polls.
There's going to be a lot of straight party voting in Oklahoma, specifically with Republicans.
With such stark division, a future where one party doesn't win both the governor.
Hoffmeister could be governor and Walters could be superintendent, or vice versa.
The reality of two parties working together after the election may make things unsteady.
Thanks for introducing some chaos into the discussion, Pepper. But you bring up a great point here. It's possible that you could see a Governor Joy Hoffmeister working with a Superintendent Ryan Walters. I mean,
We are less than 2 weeks away from the election date, which will happen on November 8th. We are going to continue to keep you up to date on the latest. Live in Norman, I'm Purpura, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Pepper. Homeland Security says they are expecting threats to this year's midterm elections. The head of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas, said all arrows point to Russia, Iran, and China as countries distributing false or inaccurate information to undermine the integrity of the election and sow discord. He also highlighted recent threats elections officials have faced and giving election officials information and intelligence on how to help navigate the situation. Well, Cameron, it's getting a little chillier outside, isn't it?
It really is, and that's bringing out one of my favorite things, the fall colors, the trees, all of that stuff. So let's go outside live to Chloe Arroyo. Chloe.
Yes, Cameron and Parker, that is actually one of my favorite things too. The beautiful fall foliage is out and about right now, but right now we're walking on sunshine out here in the South Oval. As of right now, the sun is blazing, but we've seen those cooler temperatures. Temperatures right now are hanging out in the upper 60s to lower 70s, which is about average for this time of year. But as we head down into the later evening hours, we'll be down into the 40s, and as you head further east, you might even dip down into the upper 30s. But as we head into tomorrow, we'll have some similar temperature patterns in the afternoon, but Catherine Liberta will have the rest of the forecast. Some vitamin D. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Chloe. Russia continues to claim allegations against Ukraine, but the Ukrainian government has denied them. Zoe Watson has that and the rest of today's national and international headlines from the News Center.
Yes, Parker. Russia continues to claim that Ukraine is preparing to use a so-called dirty bomb. The allegation has been dismissed by the Ukrainian government and its Western allies. But Ukraine and its allies says it could be a possible false flag operation that Moscow could use to escalate war in Ukraine. International Atomic Energy Agency inspectors will arrive in Ukraine in the coming days to visit two facilities implicated by Russia in an alleged plot. A verdict has been reached in a Wisconsin trial. A jury found Daryl Brooks guilty of 6 counts of first-degree intentional homicide, 61 counts of recklessly endangering safety with a use of a dangerous weapon, 6 counts of fatal hit and run, and other charges. In November 2021, Brooks hit 68 people when he drove his SUV into a crowd at a Christmas parade. Brooks faces 6 sentences of life in prison. And 3 Michigan men accused of aiding a 2020 plot to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer were found guilty today. A jury convicted Joseph Morrison, Pete Musico, and Paul Beller guilty of gang membership, firearm violations, and providing material support for terrorism. Each could face up to 20 years in prison. And backlash still continues. Days after Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, made anti-Semitic comments, Adidas, Gap, and more pull out of multi-million-dollar deals. Parker, Cameron.
Thanks, Zoe. Now as for Oklahoma industry, one dominates right behind oil and gas, and that's aviation. To capitalize on this growing industry, Norman Public Schools has partnered first class of the Oklahoma Aviation Academy for Norman high schoolers. Olivia Dague is live at Max Westheimer Airport with the story. Olivia.
Cameron, I'm standing outside of Max Westheimer Airport where 106 Norman Public High School students are taking their education to new heights. In August, Norman began a new type of learning program where students can learn about aviation at OU's airport.
While the program was opening up, I thought it would be a perfect opportunity because
students are getting hands-on learning in math, science, history, and English, all with a focus on aviation. The teachers at OAA have backgrounds in aeronautics, like Jeremy Ralston, a retired Navy vet who spent 26 years working with aircraft.
There's not a single day that I don't come to class thinking it's going to be boring. No, it's going to be exciting, and the kids are enjoying every day.
When you think aviation, you might just think of pilots, but the Academy encourages all related careers.
I thought there was only just pilots, that's all you do, you just fly planes, but there's a bunch of engineers, there's air traffic controllers, there's, of course, co-pilot.
And although less than 10% of women make up the aviation workforce in the United States, 1/4 of this academy is female.
we've been learning a lot about Amelia Earhart, and she is one of my biggest role models because she is from a time when women weren't in aviation.
These Norman students come to OU's airport to take classes, then return to their home high schools later in the day.
I really believe it'll be the model for how kids are going to learn and grow into the next 25 years of education.
When students graduate, they can choose to join the pilot program or the drone pilot program. In Norman, Olivia Dague, OU Nightly.
Thanks for that great story, Olivia. Now, the OU Food Pantry is holding its annual fall food drive that runs from October 17th through the 28th. The drive brings awareness to the food pantry on campus and encourages donations of items, which has expanded to include donations of clothes and books during a key time, too.
Is really important as we're approaching the holidays because we do see an influx of people wanting to stock up and have those Thanksgiving and Christmas meals that we all look forward to.
And you can also take a look at their Amazon wish list online to see what exactly it is that they're looking for. Thanks, Olivia. Bringing it back to the ground, transportation for high schoolers and even the younger kiddos, transportation to and from school is set to become a little better for the environment.
That's right. Find out about Vice President Kamala Harris's plan for electric school buses when we come back. And Hurricane Ian may be over, but damages are still devastating the people on the west coast of Florida.
Stay tuned for more on just how much this disaster impacted those areas after the break.
And taking that yellow school bus might become better for the environment, according
To all you parents out there, your kids' yellow buses are getting an upgrade. And here's the twist, it's good for the environment. Bailey Coyle has that and other environmental headlines from Earth Report.
Yeah, Cameron, taking that yellow school bus might become better for the environment. According to PBS NewsHour, Vice President Kamala Harris announced a series of grants to purchase 2,500 electric school buses. Nearly 400 school districts throughout all 50 states, including Washington, D.C., several tribes, and U.S. territories will receive roughly $1 billion for the next 5 years. And General Motors is also taking a step in helping the environment. This afternoon, the Detroit automaker announced that all U.S. facilities will be powered by renewable energy by 2025. This is 25 years earlier than projected. The automaker said that they have secured sourcing agreements from 16 renewable energy plants across 10 states. And Hurricane Ian is long gone, but Florida will be dealing with its damage for a while. The preliminary damage assessment for the agricultural losses could be up to $1.8 billion, according to the state's Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services. Officials say most of the damage is to citrus trees, forestry, and infrastructure. Cameron and Parker, 6 tourists have been saved after being stuck 200 feet underground at the Grand Canyon after an elevator malfunction. Back to you.
And more exciting things are coming up here on campus. The OU Student Film Production Club is hosting a new event to show off students' short films.
When OU Nightly returns, we'll tell you everything you need to know about this event. And we'll tell you everything you need to know about the weather.
Catherine, can we expect those cooler temperatures to stick around? What's coming up?
Well, we're going to see those cooler temperatures stick around for a couple of days. We're going to have a
Oh, what? Oh, so that weather cheese didn't even happen?
No.
Good.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Oh, that's a bummer. Well, blessing in disguise then, I guess.
As far as I'm aware. I wasn't aware that they cut that. I wasn't either.
They told me.
They
told us.
But
Yeah,
they didn't.
warned y'all, but they didn't
Because it was on me. I was like, oh man, I'm about to. I was like, it's about to.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was about to have to do the whole thing. Mom.
At the OU Nightly Update Desk. Okay, I'm Sarah Sullivan at the OU Nightly Update Desk. Moved through over the past month, but okay. Welcome back to OU Nightly. What we saw. Welcome back to OU Nightly. Well, we had a cold front move through early yesterday, actually, but when we had that cold front move through, it brought those temperatures. Looking at our campus cam right now, we can see that it's a beautiful day outside. You know, we've got sunny skies and those not really a cloud in the sky at all, and we've got some pretty average temperatures for us. And looking at our temperature trend for the last couple of days, we haven't seen a day above average or a day below average in quite a while. But looking at our current temperatures right now in the Oklahoma City metro area,
we are seeing those temperatures in the 60s, and that's pretty average for this time of year, but those current temperatures are basically average across the entire state. Now, our campus cam right now, we are seeing not a cloud in the sky. We have some very beautiful temperatures for us across the state. Looking at our live campus right now, we are going to look at our evening hours. Sorry for those technical difficulties. Our evening hour tonight is going to be, we're going to drop down below average. We're going to see those temperatures drop down into the mid 50s. Now our night for tonight is going to be pretty calm and quiet. Not a cloud in the sky, but our highs for tomorrow are going to be pretty much the same. But we're going to see a second round of storms push through later this week. Now, looking at our air mass forecast, we can see that this jet stream is going to pull this lower pressure system into our area, and it's going to bring some strong, a strong cold front and some strong and heavy rain into our area. But then that's going to move out as we move into this weekend. Now, our rain chances for Thursday evening, we're going to see those strongest storms Thursday evening in the southwestern part of the state. And then as we move into the overnight on Thursday, we're going to see those storms roll through basically the entire state. We can see a light chance for rain out in the panhandle, but central and western Oklahoma is going to have the greatest chance for rain. Now, it's not going to be as much rain as we saw the last couple of days, but as we look into this weekend, we're going to have those temperatures cool back down.
Thanks, Catherine. Well, the Student Film Production Club is getting into the Halloween spirit by hosting their first ever Halloween Film Festival this Friday. Students will have their short films played, followed by a viewing of the cult horror classic, The Evil Dead 2. This event is an opportunity to let student filmmakers show off their eye for the cinema.
We had students from all disciplines submit short films to show. We've got everything from existential horror to vampires and werewolves, and it should be a really fun time.
This event will be held at Friday at 7 p.m. in the third floor film lounge in the Old Science Hall. Food will be available.
Now, speaking of scary stuff, Parker, the OKC Thunder were looking kind of rough there for a little, but after an 0-3 start, things are looking up.
Yeah, Sydney Bush has more on the game last night and some key details in sports. Sydney?
There were some stars out in the Thunder game Tuesday night. We'll tell you who missed the game and how it went. But OU turned out the lights on the Stars in Norman. I'll tell you all about it next up in sports. I'm Sydney Bush, and it's time for sports. This weekend, OU football travels to Ames to play Iowa State University. After a KU win and a bye week, the Sooners, including running back Eric Gray, are locked in.
Definitely, we gotta finish. You gotta continue to play consistent, play well this season. But we got 5 more games. 5 more games is a lot of time to put yourself where you want to be at the end of the season. So we definitely got to finish. For me, myself, I got to finish. I got to continue to play consistent and just continue to know my keys each and every day and just be me.
OU men's hoops spent Tuesday night shooting against the Stars, beating Oklahoma City University 89-53 in exhibition. With 8 newcomers, including preseason Big 12 Newcomer of the Year Grant Sherfield, who made the assist here, the Sooner roster is packed for the season. Regular season opens against Sam Houston on November 7th.
You saw a glimpse of how he gets it cooking for like a 3-minute stretch there, because he can get it cooking. I thought he was pressing a little bit. He even said it, I thought, he's, but man, he can really be dangerous. He is dangerous. He made some good passes. We just didn't knock down some shots.
Tonight, Oklahoma volleyball hosts number 13 Baylor. In their final stretch of conference play, the Sooners are 6-3 at home. They will debut their new Unity uniforms at 6 p.m. in McCaslin Fieldhouse. For the first time since 2017, OU women's basketball is ranked in the Williams, Taylor Robertson, and Anna Yanusa. Regular season tips off on November 7th. Tuesday night, the Oklahoma City Thunder defeated the shorthanded LA Clippers 108-94 for their first win of the season. After missing all of preseason and sitting out Sunday's game, star guard Shai Gilgeous-Alexander dominated the court despite his questionable injury status. And moving from pro ball to amateurs, one of OU Nightly's very own, but this one, miss. Oh, and he makes that one. It took Pierce 13 misses before he finally drilled one. Our very own sports producer walks away with a t-shirt, a Whataburger coupon, and a heck of a highlight reel. Parker, Cameron, back to you.
Oh, Pierce. Well, now for someone like myself, fall means the start of basketball season.
But for me, it means one thing. Pumpkin everything. And today happens to be a day where we get to celebrate my favorite classic fall staple.
Stick around, because when we come back, we'll tell you.
I'm Sarah Sullivan at the OU Nightly Update Desk. Lawyers for Donald Trump say they received the subpoena from the House Select Committee about the January 6th Capitol riots. Trump has until November 14th to testify, but has not confirmed if he will face the committee. Parker, Cameron, back to you in the studio.
Well, we're celebrating a fall favorite today. It's National Pumpkin Day. Pumpkins are at the center of the holiday decorations, recipes, festivals, and more.
Taking over everything from coffee, Hello Pumpkin Spice Lattes, my favorite, to baked goods like cakes and cookies, and even unlikely favorites like pasta and oatmeal. And who doesn't want a classic jack-o'-lantern on their front porch for Halloween?
And speaking of fall, the Fall Weather Festival is coming up.
Yep, and that's at the National Weather Center, so let's hand it over to Catherine for one last check of the weather.
Thanks, Parker and Cameron. It's very exciting because the National Weather Festival is back at the National Weather Center on Saturday. It's going to be a perfect day. We cannot ask for better weather. We're going to start off the day at 51 degrees and then get up to about 60 degrees. And it is just going to be a beautiful day. Those clouds are going to move out and the sun is going to peek through. So it's going to be a beautiful day. And if you're heading up to Ames, it's going to be a great day too, with temperatures in those lower 50s and 60s as well by the end of the game. Parker and Cameron, back to you.
Well, that's all we have for you tonight on OU Nightly, except I want to say a quick happy birthday to my co-anchor, Parker.
Thank you so much, and thank you guys for watching. Make sure to tune in live at 4:30 tomorrow. Good night.